Team Masho was changed since set 1 in that they no longer just call themselves ninja, they now actually wear the ninja uniform. And they have a whole new style of play and new techniques and everything. So what does the team do now? Well, it's dependent on which form of deck you want to use. You can stick to the original where you use Team Masho characters, or you can use the ninja forms. With ninjas, they now jump around and team up on, the opponent and making the team bonus of teamwork actually work. As for the original version, it has relatively stayed the same, being completely bad. Is it good? I don't really think so, not in my opinion. At least not for the first version, it isn't. Since that one version was so bad and they didn't get any new versions of themselves, they just made ninjas, they haven't progressed at all. Not even any card is going to help them because they're still going to have really crappy attacks and really crappy defense. But Ninja seems like a decent team, however, that's also doubtful. Since the team attacks cost and, stats make them a little bit on the weak side, they're still a little, The pros for the team, it's the new and improved character stats, but for the team in a whole, it's still getting out your 5th character. Aside from the new and improved version, you can attack your opponent's sideline character and just jump out of the battle if you need to. Cons are the jumping out of the battles actually seems good, but there is the slight drawback of you're taking all the damage with you. You're not getting rid of the damage, so what's going to happen is you're going to deal some damage, you're going to jump out, and then a new character is going to take some damage, and then you're going to deal damage with him. He's going to jump out with his damage, and then a new dude's going to come in. You're going to deal that damage, and your healthy character is going to go away. And then you're going to eventually have that really unhealthy character at some point in time, and you're going to have less characters jump in. Another con would be the fact that even though they have new stats, some of the attack costs are way up there. Like, one of them costs 5, and 5 is way too high for any attack cost. Like, it doesn't matter how good the attack is, unless you're winning the game with that attack, you're not using it any more than once. So you're not going to sit there and go, well, I'm going to attack with this 5 cost, because it takes you about 3 turns with Team Masho without drawing any cards that allow you to draw to use that attack. What team will it have an advantage over? Well, none anymore, since they got rid of the fact that they made a character on Team Masho to fight any other character. The advantage of being able to just fight whoever you want isn't really as good as it once was. It's all about how you set up the fight, set up and how you fight. You won't really have any clear advantage since your characters are about trying to fight, like everybody, and they will clearly beat somebody or, hurt them, and then, you're trying to get an easy win later on. So they're not really having an advantage anymore. So, yeah, but who will they lose to? Well, there's also no clear disadvantage now either. I mean, you would assume that because the team is bad and has no advantages that they would just outright lose, but not necessarily. Their stats are decent in the second set. They're the defense is now 4,500, and I think there's a 5,500, and just their attack powers are actually all right, and they can do some damage, but they don't lose or outright win against anybody. So they don't have an advantage or disadvantage, but they're just not that good. The deck itself doesn't really change since set 1. I mean, it may seem like it would have a huge change, but aside from the characters, the deck is about the same as it always has been. Which is bad if you're still using the normal Masho team, and it's not much better when using ninjas. How the deck runs? Well, it all depends on who you're fighting. Since, there are way too many people to fight now, you'll just have to figure out what to do on your own. I'm not going to sit there and tell you the entire time, because it's no longer a clear choice. And since you won't have a clear advantage like you used to, well, good luck on that. So in conclusion, Masho went from being the worst team to being the worst team. It hasn't changed the slot. They have little power to take advantage of their new skills, and with the lack of cards that are about themselves, it just won't be much of of an advantage using them this time either. Should you disregard this team? Well, no, because ninjas are cool. How are you going to not use ninjas? Those are the best.